Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for September 9th, 2013. I don't know if you can tell in the video, my face is a little red. I got sunburned over the weekend. I went to the beach with my brother. Put a few pictures of that on the Facebook page if you want to check it out. It's in the description box. Had an awesome time. I know I got a lot of videos I need to catch up on, but I plan to do those after Raw. I wanted to get Raw up first tonight, and the show immediately starts off with Edge coming out. And you're probably wondering why Edge is on the show. Well, there's a new season of Haven starting, so that explains that. But this was awesome stuff. Edge says that Triple H brought him back because it's what's best for business, and he wanted him to come out here and interview Randy Orton, but he wants to interview Daniel Bryan instead. Daniel Bryan comes out, gets an amazing reaction from the fans, and Edge puts him over, but he says, I don't know if you can beat Randy Orton, but I think you deserve the opportunity to face him in a fair fight, even though Daniel Bryan's already made Orton tap out. And he says Triple H sucks, or actually Randy Orton comes out, and he starts to put down Edge, and Edge fires back, and then Edge says Triple H sucks, so Triple H comes out, and man, they exchanged some pretty brutal shots here in this little segment, I have to say, with Triple H talking about how Edge lost the ability to fight like a man, and Edge saying Triple H married into the business, or married into his success, and Edge had to work for his Hall of Fame ring, just all types of stuff. It was great. I felt like Edge was legit pissed, but anyways, Triple H says that tonight it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Dean Ambrose, and Big Show is going to be in Daniel Bryan's corner since the Shield's going to be in Ambrose's corner. And then he says that Edge knows he's safe because he's been injured so many times. His neck is just destroyed. He's got all these surgeries. He knows no one can touch him. So if Triple H can't touch Edge, he's going to touch the ones he loves. And the Shield drags Christian out. It looked like he was just gangbanged or something by the Shield. And they just drop him. I heard Christian suffered a concussion recently, so I don't know if that's why they did this instead of actually attacking Christian. But they just bring him out and drop him. And then Edge runs down and he's freaking out saying, somebody call a doctor. But yeah, this was awesome stuff. I have high hopes for this Raw now that I know that Goldust is on the show and everything. This should be a pretty good show here. And it's the go-home show for Night of Champions. Alright, so Triple H is backstage with Stephanie McMahon. Edge runs up, but the Shield gets between Edge and Triple H. And Triple H tells Edge that this is his town now. And he tells Edge to get out. Then we get Curtis Axel versus Kofi Kingston, a rematch from SmackDown where Kofi was able to beat Curtis Axel. So now Paul Heyman's all nervous because he knows Axel could lose on Sunday, and then it's just going to be Heyman and CM Punk. So Paul Heyman did a great job here, acting all nervous and everything. He hasn't shaved. But Axel gets Kofi in the corner and just starts kneeing the guy in the back repeatedly. And the referee gives him till 5. He doesn't break it, so the ref rings the bell, and Axel loses by disqualification. So now Paul Heyman's freaking out. He's telling Axel, this can't happen on Sunday, or it's going to be me against CM Punk. He's like, this can't happen. Axel's like, it won't happen. He goes to attack Kofi some more, and Kofi hits him with Trouble in Paradise. But I thought they did a good job with this. Alright, so they just showed a video for Goldust, hyping his big match tonight against Randy Orton. They say that if Goldust wins, Cody Rhodes gets his job back. But they're showing this video of old Goldust footage. And I just think it's kind of weird timing. And it's probably nothing, I'm reading too much into it. But I just think the whole Darren Young coming out as gay thing just seems kind of weird that they're playing this Goldust video where it shows a lot of his gay behavior he used to do. That's all I'm saying. But then Paul Heyman's walking backstage with Curtis Axel. He slips in some water, so he's acting like he's all injured. And the trainer says, let me get the doctor. And Heyman's like, I got my own doctor. And Curtis Axel just keeps asking, who put the water in the hallway? Then what happens here? Oh, Big Show's backstage. Booker T comes up and just tells him to think about his family and to not let his pride get in the way tonight. Alright, so it's Bray Wyatt versus Dolph Ziggler. The Wyatt family comes out. They sit down in the rocking chair. Bray Wyatt sits down and he stands right back up. And they start the match. And I thought it was good. I'm not going to sit here and say this was an amazing wrestling match or anything, but this is the best match Bray Wyatt has had so far. And I enjoyed it. He kills Dolph with the Sister Abigail, gets the win. So I was really happy about that. I'm glad. I said in my review of the SmackDown show last week that they needed to do something with the Wyatt family. Past couple weeks have really just been videos, and they've kind of just been there. They make videos, and the videos are great, but they don't really do anything. They took out Kane, and that was it. So I'm glad they finally defeated someone who is actually on television every week instead of R-Truth or somebody like that. They did take out Dolph Ziggler, but at the same time, it kind of sucks for Dolph. I mean, he's really fallen. And yeah, the Wyatt family did interfere a little bit, and Dolph was distracted by him, but really, Bray Wyatt just beat the shit out of Dolph. That's what happened here. But yeah, I enjoyed this. So we get another Goldust video, and this one is showing a lot of his backstage moments with Booker T. And it was a really funny video, and it reminded me of one of my favorite backstage moments with Goldust and Booker T, and that was when they reviewed the Scorpion King. That was awesome. I think it's on YouTube. But Paul Heyman comes out with Curtis Axel and his doctor, who I think was the French Stallion, if I'm not mistaken. And of course he says, I'm injured, I can't compete, he's all fucked up. And Maddox comes out with Dr. Samson and says that if he wants to get out of the match, Dr. Samson has to evaluate him. So Heyman sits in a chair. It was a little weird. This could have been much worse, but I thought the way everything came together really worked. Heyman did an awesome job acting here. So I actually ended up liking this segment, but it was a little weird at first. And Dr. Samson says there's nothing wrong with him. Heyman says, I can't even stand up. How can you say that? CM Punk runs down with a Singapore cane. He hits the doctor, and Heyman just takes off running, proving that he is okay. And then CM Punk just beats the doctor with the cane to end the segment. Naomi, Brie, and Natalya face Layla, Oksana, and Alicia Fox with AJ on commentary. And the rest of the Total Divas are there too. I didn't even notice till the very end. But they're all standing in the corner of Brie, Natalya, and Naomi. So they're all together in their little group. And Natalya ends up beating Alicia Fox with the sharpshooter, so the Total Divas win. And this was okay. It was fine for what it was. What really bothered me is JBL and King just completely mocking AJ on commentary. She was trying to be serious. She was trying to do her character and put over how important the Divas title was to her, how she got the tattoo on her neck, and they just kept making fun of her the entire time. I mean, they completely buried AJ on commentary here. It was pretty sad. So I thought that was kind of shitty of them to do that. So it's Del Rio versus R-Truth. Crowd didn't care about this match at all. They were chanting the usual stuff, JBL, King, Cole. I actually thought the match was okay. It wasn't anything great, but it was fine for what it was. And the best part about this match was RVD's promo. They showed one of those little video promo things. And he looked stoned out of his mind. I can't remember what exactly he said. But he was just kind of staring at the camera because he wasn't sure if they were recording yet or something. So he's just staring at the camera with this deer in the headlights look on his face. So I thought that was pretty funny. Del Rio ends up winning with the arm breaker. And then they start talking about this Night of Champions pre-show match, with the winner getting a title shot at the Shield. So you got tons of funk, 3MB. the Real Americans, the Usos, and the Primetime Players, who you know was going to win this match. Alright, so it's Antonio Cesaro versus the returning Santino. So Santino is back. And the coolest spot in this match was when Cesaro just spins the shit out of Santino. If you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He just spins the guy around forever. In fact, the fans start chanting, "Holy shit, he spins him so long." So I thought that was really cool. Cesaro tells Santino, or he calls Santino a piece of shit, and he goes to hit him. Santino gets him rolled up and gets the win. So Santino wins his big return match here. Damien Sandow versus The Miz. Man, nobody cared about The Miz here. But Fandango comes out, distracts The Miz. Sandow gets him rolled up, gets the win. So that was pretty much it for that. Then Goldust is backstage, and he cuts a promo talking about how he's got to do this for the Rhodes family. Triple H has made a mockery of his family. Cody Rhodes is the good brother. Goldust says, "I've had a ton of chances, 3, 4, 5 chances, and I've screwed them all up. But Cody Rhodes has actually done everything right." And Triple H comes up, and he kind of puts down Goldust here. I really wish they didn't do the backstage promo. I mean, it was a good promo by Goldust and everything, but I kind of wish they just let him come out and you get the entrance, and that's when you see him for the first time, is when he's walking to the ring and they're playing the music and everything. I just feel like that would have been better. But it's Goldust versus Randy Orton. Match was okay. Goldust is one of those characters like Kane, where because of the makeup and the outfit, you can never really see how old he is. So he's a character you can always keep bringing back. But the match was okay. Orton ends up winning with an RKO, which I think we all saw that coming. And I like this storyline. I like the fact that Cody Rhodes, even though it was just for his wedding and everything, that's the reason they wrote him off TV, it led to them bringing Goldust in, and I thought that was pretty creative of WWE to bring Goldust back and give him the chance to save his brother's job. So I enjoyed this match here. Goldust is all depressed backstage, and Stephanie really just rubs it in, calls him a loser, and Goldust just puts his head down and walks off. Then we get Ryback versus RVD. Didn't really care much for this. Ryback picks RVD up and like crotches him on the ring post, and the referee rings the bell. And I don't know if they got counted out or it was a disqualification. I didn't care enough to rewind it and see. But afterwards, Ryback is laughing. He throws RVD in the ring and hits Shell Shocked on him. Then Big Show is backstage. Stephanie comes up and says that he's not allowed to touch any member of the Shield or he's going to be terminated. And he's got a special ringside seat. She walks away. Big Show picks up an old-ass TV set and smashes it. This is an old TV with the big back on it. You don't see those much anymore, but there was one here and Big Show broke it. Daniel Bryan versus Dean Ambrose. Thought this was a good match. Daniel Bryan does have to fight off the Shield though, and he eventually gets Dean Ambrose in a small package, gets the win, and Randy Orton runs down. Daniel Bryan dives on him, and the Shield comes back and beats up Daniel Bryan, and Big Show comes over with a chair, but he can't use it, so he ends up putting it down. Orton gets Daniel Bryan in the ring, hits an RKO. Big Show's forced to watch all of this. He's getting pissed off. Triple H and Stephanie come out. Triple H says, "Big Show, ball up that fist and knock out Daniel Bryan." So Big Show gets in the ring. He doesn't want to do it, and Orton is just shouting instructions at Big Show. Big Show refuses to do it. Orton's like, "I'll help you. I'll pick him up. You knock him out." I really like this for some reason. Maybe I'm the only one, but it was just funny to watch Orton shouting all these orders at Big Show. And he picks up Daniel Bryan. Big Show refuses to do it, so Orton gets in Big Show's face. And then when Orton turns around, Daniel Bryan hits him with the flying knee. And that's how the show ended. Daniel Bryan laid out Randy Orton. Thank God if it ended with Daniel Bryan getting his ass kicked yet again, and you know he's going to lose at the pay-per-view, it just would have really made no sense. He's got to have some comeback. I definitely do think Daniel Bryan's going to lose at the pay-per-view. I want to say Cody Rhodes will be the one to cost Daniel Bryan the match. That's what I'm going with. I could also see them doing something with the Big Show just because they've been building this up so much. But I would definitely prefer something with Cody Rhodes. But yeah, I think Daniel Bryan's going to lose the pay-per-view, so he should at least look strong on the go-home show, for God's sake. And he looked pretty strong, in my opinion, on SmackDown, too. So we'll see what they do with SmackDown this week. But Raw overall, I thought was a pretty good show. It did start to drag for me, and I have to admit, I watched this one in parts. I didn't sit here and watch all 3 hours. Even though I fast-forward through the commercials, I still didn't sit here and watch the whole thing. I kind of took a break. So I can't really say that it dragged on or not, but to me it was a pretty good show this week. I enjoyed this one. A lot of good stuff here. Santino returned. Not that interesting, but it was cool. He got a reaction and everything. You had Goldust here. You had Edge. So this was a pretty good show. But anyways, that's my review. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments, and thanks for watching.